A long time ago, in the village of all man to himself, everyone cared only about themselves. No one would do anything that would benefit any other person. They did things rather awkwardly. Those who had money would rather build high fences to protect themselves, while the poor would stay up at night to watch over their homes, instead of using community effort to arrange for vigilante. Once, a particular road in the village was very bad, and rather than come together as a community to fix it, they would struggle through the bush path just to get past the bad spot on the road. They were very selfish. Their king was not different. He cared only for himself and would make the villagers donate half of everything they get from their different trades to him every week. The god of their land was not happy. He sent his oracle to warn the king of his evil deed and the selfish nature of the people. But the king would hear none of it. A few weeks later, the king became very ill and could no longer rule over the people. The villagers gathered together and elected an interim leader. His name was Archie, and he was a good man. Archie was very troubled by the selfish nature of the people. He decided he would do something about it. Days passed, and one day, Archie called the villagers together at the palace and addressed them. As you all know, the village feast comes up in 8 days, he announced. And to celebrate this year's festival, I'm declaring a love feast. The food will be taken care of by me, but for the drinks, the heads of every home is to bring a keg of wine, which will be poured into a drum and served to everyone. The idea is to foster unity and love among the people. He finished. The villagers went home, all happy about the feast. One of the villagers, Anene, was filled with excitement as he thought of the free food Archie had promised them. But the wine, he thought to himself.
Why should I contribute a keg of wine since everyone else is bringing wine? I will go with a keg of water. After all, everything will be poured in the drum and no one will know that I brought water. And since everyone is bringing wine, a keg of water wouldn't make any difference. It won't have any effect on the taste anyway.
Happy about this, Anene looked forward to the love feasts. The day came and everyone set out to the palace for the love feast. All the heads of the different families were seen carrying their kegs of wine to the palace. And Anene, of course, had his keg of water with him. Each of the men carrying their kegs of wine took turns to pour their wine into the giant drum provided by Archie. And finally, the feast began. Food was served, and when it was time to begin to serve the wine, the servers realized that everyone had brought water to the feast. Archie was very angry at this. He came out and addressed them. I am not disappointed at all, because I have always known you all. But I had thought you all would respect my authority and do the right thing. You have all become so selfish that you have also become cheats. Each of you brought a keg of water because you assumed everyone else would bring a keg of wine. How can we move forward as a people if we all continue with this attitude? I hereby declare this feast over right now. The servers will take all the food to the village next to ours and share them to those in need, he said as he left angrily. The villagers were very sad and ashamed of themselves. They went home silently with their heads down. They realized just then that their attitude towards life was not in the best interest of their community. And having learnt their lessons, they came back to the palace the next day and apologized to Archie. They also promised never to be selfish ever again.